skip the character history. The soothing you can't help since because you were 13 years of age and alone, and you didn't you learned one you agree as time for the because of your knowledge in medicine. You were given an option to join the army as a medic or pick up a gun. You were given a each you tried to upon the pit. And how did you prepare for your trip? You managed to find it is you hope that what save your character history. Skip the intro. You feel like someone was watching you while you slept. You find a cloth fragment. You find a purifying talisman. You find a piece of chalk. The eyes.
Huh?
Use directional keys to assemble cubes. The girl in pink is trying to get your attention.
Got you. Now you are safe under sins and you. I'm for the festival. It is the festival. This much just but until that, let us meet again.
You wake up sudden. Was it all just the train? It seems to have stopped. You find a combat manual. And the man and he...
I'm late already, so late.
Let's go take, let's use, there are, let's, the cult, let's just, if you, there is a lot more to survival. But hopefully these
I don't think there is much use just waiting for someone to come.
You interrupt a discussion.
Oh, the Patches woke up. The train just stopped in the middle of nowhere. None of us really know why. Yes, very strange. We are still thinking, what is our next move?
Bad news. Something's not right with the engine. I mean, there isn't anything obviously wrong with it, but it simply won't start. Maybe if I had some spare parts, I could still try a thing or two. Oh, you're awake too. You were the last one to wake.
What is your name?
Tee-hee. Fair enough. I'm Abella. Nice to meet you, and good morning.
My name is Marina.
My name is Olivia. Lovely to meet you all.
You can call me August.
Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty.
Hey, I'm Henrik. And that mystic gentleman over there in the lotus pose is Osa. It was Osa I'm pretty sure it...
I have a job to do. Which way is...
The city.
You know...
Kids, let's call it a very educated hunch. See that is what we call... That tower stands in the middle of the city. Just head towards it, and you're there in no time.
Deep sigh. Thank you for these condescending they tell to respect your...
Should we go over the dream discussion with the new one too? You saw it too, right? Every one of us saw the same exact dream. The moon, the girl in a pink dress, the festival of Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream.
Not this talk again. We should have asked that. He was in a... They had similar I didn't ask. You haven't seen... I don't know why I... Scare.
See ya.
You pick up a green herb. You find a fly, Amanita. You find nothing left here. You find a tomato rotten. There are maggots crawling inside. You find a blue herb. What is this? You pick up a blue herb. You pick up lavender. You pick up a green herb. You pick up lavender. You pick up a penny bun. You pick up a green herb. You pick up a green herb. You pick up a green herb. There is a lone goat here. It seems to be minding its own business, completely ignoring your presence. Its glassy eye.
Termina is upon us!
It almost feels like the goat thinks so highly of itself that it doesn't need to acknowledge you. The woodsman approaches you ominously. Your words are in vain. The woodsman is clearly out of blood.
Leave, stranger. The town. Miserable rat. My hatchet will settle this.
Your threats don't seem to work on the woodsman. You find that the monstrosity is down. You find a blue herb. Use the lighter to light the candle. You find a you find glass shards. There are dirty dishes and age-old leftovers here. You find glass shards. You You find glass shards. Use the lighter to light the candle. You find the Skin Bible, chapter of Grogoroth. Open the chains with the basement key. You find nothing left. You find a goat hoof. You find scrap metal. Seems like you find a vegetable. Seems like someone has just been dumping it. You find a green herb. You find that the 4 ages of modern history. Use the lighter to light the candle. Use the lighter to light the candle. There is something written here, but it is all nonsense. There is a seemingly the note has been. I'll reunite with my lover on the other side. There is a ritual circle carved here. You could draw something here with chalk. You find a paprika.
Mail notification received from access point.
You check if you're too used to their presence in the times of war. You figure that it is what it is. No use making a big deal out of it. You pick up a penny bun. The book radiates light in every color of the spectrum. You gain better understanding of yourself. The link between your mind and you feel closer to enlightenment. You feel closer to as you finish reading the book. It crumbles into dust before your very eyes. You pick up a penny bun. There isn't a smell of rot strikes immediate.
What do you have there? What am I? Turns out, how about you have to be at least a little. That is the spirit. Wow. I heard the Eastern Union had. This is how. You don't get to say a word, but I'll be traveling with you for a while now.
Old newspaper articles. The shelf. You find a pressure plate. There is a wooden chest here. You find a sound. The chest is empty. The shelf. You find 2 shillings. The shelf. You find a pressure plate. You pick up a red herb. You find a meat pie. You find 4 shillings. You find a white vial. You find a sickle. You find a knife. You find nothing left. You find an ornament lantern. You find a turnip. The books have been neglected entirely. The lock of the briefcase seems to be broken. You find glass shard. You find a white vial. Shard. With some effort, you are able to chip away some of them. You find glass shards. You find 2 shillings. Various different vials and bottles are stored here. They all seem grimy and useless to you. You find a drum. Use the lighter to light the candle. There is a wooden chest here. You find a pickle hobe. The basement has been used to store useless junk. Other man's trash is your trash too in this case. You check, use the lighter to light the candle. You find a blue herb. You unlock the basement doors. There is you take some dirty. It smells pretty bad. You find a vial of oil. You pick up a fly amanita. You pick up a fly amanita. find a meat pie. You find a small key. You find you find rotten meat. The monstrous. You find two shit. You find a vegetable pie. You find lavender. You find 2 shillings. You find lavender. You find a green herb. The basement seems damp and dark from up here, as if something lurks down there waiting for. A plate full of old rotten. Nothing on the shelf catches your. You find a lucky coin. You find a bag of wheat flour. Nothing interesting here. You check. You find the Kaiser's. There is a wooden chest here. You find pep pills. You find an ornament lantern. You find there are boxes full of papers here. They don't seem important. You find a severed arm and leg. Books. You find a cult grimoire. There is a wooden chest here. You find a soul devour necklace. There you take the bone. You take the arm. There is some. There is random junk on the shelf. Papers, files, and folders. You find a white vial. You take some rotten meat. There is barely anything in the dresser. Just some old socks and underwear. The door you could use. You find a penny bun. You find a tomato. A lone out, an empty bucket and an empty suitcase. You're starting to see written. You take the rifle point. Use the lighter. Written in blood. Arm yourself. The festival of Termina. The festival of blood is upon us. You find a sickle. You find an ornament lantern. You find glass shards. You find glass shards. Everything is the refrigerator. You find a white vial. The monster is rife. You find 2.303 ounce. a sickle. Use the lighter to light the candle. You find 6 shillings. You find a paprika. The monstrosity is down. You took the rifleman head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took you find nothing. The monstrosity is down. You took the villager head as a trophy. You find a blue vial. You find a paprika. You find a carrot. You find there is a wooden chest here. You find a fencing gambeson. You find a red herb. Use the lighter. You check. You find the truth. You check. You find the pre-heval. You check. But there is nothing worthwhile. There is nothing interesting here anymore. You check you find the recipes. You check. You find the newspaper article. Books about use the lighter. You check. You find the tale of the 17th century. A pile of books. 17th century poetry is left here open. The language has changed a great deal since then, and you don't bother seeing the effort right now. Use the lighter to light the candle. You find glass shards. You find glass shards. You find a piece of chalk. You find a bottle of beer. You find an egg. You find the cup. You find 2 shillings. The hallway seems to be blocked here. The monstrosity is down. You took the priest's head as a trophy. The hallway seems to be blocked here. You find a dirty toilet. The tableware is just the cup. You find 2 shillings. There is a ladder to downstairs here. You find You find a bottle of beer. You find a meat pie. You find a meat pie. You take the leather off. There is a wooden chest here. You find the mana key. The roots push through the ceiling. There is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. You take the fluted fold. You unlock the door. The shelf. You find a broomstick. The shelf. You find an ornament lantern. The shelf. You find you find a meat pie. This must be the food storage of the old town. You find a white. It looks like someone tried to cook some. You find rotten meat. You find a meat pie. You find a bag of wheat flour. Nothing left here. Nothing left here. You find nothing left. The crate, you find it. The crate, you find rot. The crate, you find a turnip. A basket full of potatoes. They are no use without cooking. You unlock the door. You could use the manakey here. You check, you find there is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. Use the lighter to light the candle. You could use the manakey here. You check, you find the skin Bible. You unlocked the doorway. The hallway seems to be blocked here. The basement seems damp and dark from up here. There is a ritual. You have severed heads in your possession. To offer the villager head. You put the offering on. The air cools down and becomes thicker. It feels. You receive. The air got lighter again. There is a ritual circle. You have severed heads in your possession. Offer the villager head. You put. The air cools down and becomes thicker. You receive. The air got lighter again. Feels like a burden is off your shoulders. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the villager head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took the villager head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took the you find nothing. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the villager head. The monstrosity is down. You took the villager head as the other padlock has a carving of an eagle, and the other has a carving of a two-tailed lion. You find a shotgun shell. You find 10. The shelves contain bottles of gin, wine, and vodka. On a closer look, most of the bottles look empty, and you find glass shards. He is shaking his
Pantu.
The boy.
It is. I need to deal with this myself.
He is shaking. The boy is looking at you. You look away. He is.
I'm not. Would it be if I came with you for a while?
Levi had a right. Seems there is. You find a white vial. Fly. The gore. Flies are. The gore looks like it has been chopped into small pieces. Maybe someone made an old wine barrel. You get a wine vial. An old wine. You get a wine vial. An old wine barrel. An old wine barrel. There appears to be some wine left. You find a fly. Amanita. The door you could use. You find a gasoline. You find a lucky. The shelf. You find 2 bolts. Nothing left here. The shelves of. You find 2 shillings. The shelf. You find a cloth fragment. The shelf. You find a carrot. An old wine barrel. It sounds hollow. There isn't any wine left anymore. You find 6. You find a yellow vial. You find a piece of chalk. You find 6 shillings. The monstrosity is down. The body, the husk of the monstrosity is. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the Bobby's head as a trope. You find a fly. You find a goat hoof. The monstrosity is down. The husk of the monster. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the Bobby's head as a trophy. There is someone crouched over here. There is...
Here, all apologies, please. You have one of those things sure the people stop, say old sport. What? Yes, not light or from them when you enter the limbo. I did from, sir, not what, where, Mac, this.
Contestant heads is all you got. What?
Happy to do business with. It truly was the tower you were. But until that time, old sport, take care, take care.
You find 6. There is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. Needles looks you straight in the eyes as his expression becomes more serious. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the head of Needles as a trophy. You find an ornament lantern. You find a cloth. You find a cloth fragment. You find a bear trap. You find You find 2 shillings. You find a bone saw. You find duct tape. You find a purifying talisman. You find a vial of oil. You find a purifying. You find a bone saw. The pistol grip doesn't feel right, but under the mysterious circumstances, it is best to grasp to any straw given to you. The monstrosity is down. You took the fecal hound head. The monstrosity is down. You took the fecal hound head as a trophy. The book, you gain better understanding of yourself. The link, you feel closer to it. As you finish reading the book, it crumbles into dust before your very eyes. You find a small key. You feel closer. As you finish reading the book, it crumbles into dust before your very eyes. You find mushroom stew. The monstrosity is down. You took the monstrosity. The beast has nothing of value. You could unlock the gate from this side. The party tries to escape. However, it is unable to escape. to escape. The party tries to escape. However, it is unable to escape. The party tries to escape. However, it is unable to escape. The monstrosity is down. You feel closer as you finish reading the book. It crumbles into dust before your very eyes. You find a blue herb. You find a bottle of beer. The monstrosity is down. You took the fecal hound head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took the fecal hound head as a trophy. The meat grinder. The monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trophy. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trope. The monstrosity is rife. You find a point. The monstrosity is down. You took the rifleman head as a trophy. find a pipe. You find a cloth fragment. You find a red herb. You find lava. You find a bottle of beer. You find a cloth fragment. You find a small key. You find a there is a wooden chest here. You find an EP mask. You could unlock the gate from this side. You can only see white noise. No, wait. There are shapes forming in the chaos.
Commentating the events here at the Pre-Heval. Bohemia is Karin Sauer. Good afternoon. A murder so heinous and perplexing in all its particulars has never before been committed in the city of Pre-Heval. The tragedy of the 28th Street. This most extraordinary and frightful affair that transpired here in the heart of the city baffles the residents of the apartment building to no end. The person held in charge of this crime was said to never been a suspicious one. All the residents described him as a calm individual who liked to keep to himself most of the time. Regardless of his outward persona, inside this man was a monster. The residents of the apartments 26, 11, and 13 were murdered in the most gruesome manner.
The television screen is filled with white noise once again. The refrigerator is sealed shut because of the white crust that seems to be covering everything in this building. A dirty bucket, a toolbox with random tools for everyday apartment maintenance. Among them you find the master key. The door is sealed shut. You could use the master key here. The refrigerator is, the oven is, the faucet doesn't budge. A bucket that has been, the plants are covered in the white crust. They feel very delicate and dry because of that. They crumble to dust if you even touch them. The monstrosity, the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. The door, you could use the master key here. The mattress seems to have been in heavy use in the past. Now it is laid to a white rest similar to the entire building. The door, you could use the master key. There is a you find the portrait of a young man. There is a moldy bed here. You could sleep and rest if you wanted to. Although every alarm bell is ringing in your head when it comes to this apartment. The door, you could use the master key here. The door doesn't open. It must have additional safety locks inside. The door, you could use them. The refrigerator, the oven is sealed shut because of the faucet doesn't budge. It is stuck no matter how hard you try to wring it. You find the diary of a madman. The door, you could use the master key here. The door, you could use the master key here. There is a wooden chest here. You find a booby trap. The door is sealed shut. The door is sealed shut because of the mold-like growth. You could use the master key here. There is a moldy bed here. You could sleep and rest if you want. The door is... You could use the master key here. The books are growing together because of the white crust that is covering this entire building. A horsehead statue stands proudly here. The statue doesn't seem too heavy. You could push it pretty easily. It is dark down there. The rotten floorboards gave in to the weight of the statue. Now, there is a gaping hole to the darkness here. Most parts of the diary are completely illegible scribblings of a madman, but towards the end, the text becomes more lucid. Dream of the moon, the sign. The city is in upheaval. Fools. They don't know what awaits them. The moon is of no value to me. It is but a mark of a trigger. The time has come, and so has he. As you are my witness, I am ready, my lord. I have gone through this 1,000 times in my head. The first blood, the one who talks only to her plants. The second blood, his puppets will bear witness to his sacrifice. The third blood, the foolish braggart who just moved. The fourth blood and the final sacrifice. To finish I will swear on your name, my lord. Our one true leader, the Sulf. The writing becomes too hard to read past this point. Looks like the boiler hasn't seen use in a good while. The washing machine is shaking violently. There is a padlock with a mechanical 4-digit code, keeping the lid closed. There is a washing machine standing. The insides are blue. Upon further investigation, you notice that the washing machine hole turns into a tunnel. You can see it is too dark. There is a you find a shotgun shell. There is a mysterious you find a green. There is a you find a pipe. There is a you find 5 shillings. There is a you find a purifying talisman. The gate is locked with a complicated mechanism.
Is this just a nightmare? If I ever saw a nightmare as a child, I would just wake up immediately when that happened.
The gate, you could use the master key here. It is dark down there. There is a hole here. You could jump down if you wanted to. There is a wooden chest here. You find a Kasara. The gate is you could use the master key here. The monstrosity is you find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy.
Wake up immediately.
Where are we?
You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor. There is a mysterious reach. You find a purifying talisman. There is a wooden chest here. You find a dragoon helmet. The monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. The gate is locked from the other side. The gate, you could use the master key here. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. There is a you reach and you find duct tape. The gate, you could use the master key here. The statue, you take you cannot quite explain why, but the small statuette feels to hold great importance. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. There is a mysterious reach and you find a piece of there is a mysterious you find is a mysterious. You reach and you find a glass. There is a mysterious. You find a yellow vial. There is a you find an ornament lantern. The monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. It is dark. There is a hole here. You could jump down if you wanted to. The gate, you could use the master key here. It is dark. There is a hole here. You could jump down if you wanted to. There is a bloody tunnel here.
I got cold shivers. Maybe it is just because of the wind.
I know these streets pretty well. If you need directions, you can just ask. It is to the east. If we stick to the big roads, we should get there pretty easily. The book you feel you gain better understanding of yourself. The link between you feel closer. As you finish reading the book, it crumbles into you feel closer to as you finish reading the book. It crumbles into dust before your very eyes. There is a sewer drain here. You find
find a glass vial. You find a small key. You find a pipe. You find a pipe. You find pep pills. You find a cloth fragment.
The club looks cozy enough. I think I'll sit down for a bit. I've had enough adventuring for the time being.
I remember seeing this club from the outside. So, this is what it is like inside.
Levi wandered off to the back of the club. Use the lighter to light the candle.
Hey, trying to relax for a brief second. How about you? When did you last have a rest? Usually, if I have a problem in front of me, I act and fix the damn thing. But there is something very weird going on here. How can you act or do anything when you don't even understand the problem? Hey, trying to relax for a... How about you? When did you last have a rest? Sure thing. No use sitting on my behind all day.
Use the lighter to light the candle. Use the lighter to light...
Not really. My mother used to play, and she did teach me some, but I never properly learned it. I grew up at the orphanage, so yeah. I'm fine. This is my hometown. I came back from the front. I didn't really have anywhere else to go. I guess I don't even have this place anymore. Not mine, but I never probably would be nice. I've already chosen my tracks. It is too late to start anew. Shiba? If it is not too much trouble.
This club reminds me that there is a normal world out there too. Gives me hope.
This place, it is one of the few positive memories I have of this town. I snuck here occasionally. The staff were happy. Give me a brief respite from the life at the orphanage.
The floor tiles feel loose here. There is a ladder.
This place. It is obviously a hideout, right? I'm going to check it out. Give me a sec.
There's a rack full of rifles here. They're similar to Eastern Union models, but slightly different.
The books seem... You find the skin Bible. Use the lighter to light the gun. The rifles, most of the... You pick up a rifle .3. Oh, the gun... The rifle, most of the... You pick up a 12-gauge trench gun and 4 12-gauge shells. Use the lighter to light the candle. You pick up a... There is also a coded letter number. Looks like there are 4 You copy the markings to your map.
This place is quite something. Looks like this is an old speakeasy of the club, but it has since been converted into a hideout of sorts. There are some technical drawings here and there, but the technology looks very advanced. I'm not actually sure about what they are depicting. That map over there is showing certain locations. I think one of the locations is the tunnel we already visited. Whatever is going on here has something to do with those tunnels. This place looks like this is an old speakeasy of the club, but it has since been Some kind of revolutionaries, I think. They were clearly against both the Bremen militia and Eastern Union that used to occupy this area prior to Bremen. I mean, from the looks of things at least. Or I don't know. What do you think? This place looks like some kind of... or I don't know. This place. It looks like this is an old speakeasy of the club. But it has since been... Usually if I have a problem in front of me, there is something very weird. How can you act or do anything? This place looks like this is an old... Sure, no use. Sitting on my behind all day.
There is a ladder to the upstairs here. You find us. The monstrosity is down. You took the Inquisitor head as a trophy. You find pep pills. You find a light blue vial. You find mushroom stew. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the Inquisitor head as a trope. You find an egg. You find 10 shilling. You find a wine vial. You find there is nothing. You find a bottle. You find someone has left old coffee grounds here. You find a pipe. There is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. The monstrosity is down. The creature has no distinct head to saw off. You take the chainmail dress. The tribe, you find a leechmonger ring. Shillings is all you got. What do you want to buy? Shillings is all you got. What do you want to buy? You don't have enough You find 5 shillings. The sun break the rules and climb over it. You find a glass vial. The shelves are full of supposed occult items. Many. You find 4 shillings. You find a glass vial. You find a blue vial. You find 5 shillings. You find the Man in Dreams flyer. You find a piece of chalk. There is a wooden chest here. You find eyeglasses. There is a blue. You find 4 shillings. You could unlock the gates from this side. You find a bottle. You find a red herb. You find a pipe. You find 6 shillings. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the Inquisitor head as a trophy. You find a white vial. You find a blue vial. You find rotten meat. The monstrosity is down. The husk of the monstrosity is down. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the Bobby's head as a trophy. You find a pipe. You find an ornament. You find duct tape. A television. Doesn't seem, or maybe there is no electricity. The door. You could use the small key here. Use the lighter to someone's. You take some rotten meat. The door. You could use the small key here. The books. You find the You take the. There is a wooden chest here. You find a ballistic shield. You find lavender. Use the lighter to light the candle. There seems to be nothing interesting in the drawer. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trophy. You find a bottle of beer. A terror. You find a white vodka. Someone. You take some rotten meat. The books. You find the Book of Fears. The bookshelf has nothing interesting to you. You find a piece. They're only randoms. The locker door is. You find a they're only random school. The locker door is stuck. 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 The monstrosity is down. The bones are cracked. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. The creature has nothing of. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. Use the lighter to light the candle. You find glass shards. Shards. The door. There is a wooden chest here. You find a lighter. The books seem to be in. You find The Last Frontier, Chapter 1. Only school books here. Nothing. The party tries to escape. The party tries to escape. The refrigerator. Among the filthy things there are only standard kitchenware in the cupboard.
So this place used to be an orphanage and a school?
That is right. I grew up here.
This must be emotional to you. seeing the place like this. Just tell us if you need a break.
I'm fine. Sigh.
Why the long sigh, Levi?
I'm just having mixed feelings about this place.
What kinds of feelings do you have then?
Dunno.
The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. They're only random school people. The locker door is stuck. There are rusty iron chains here. There is blood everywhere. You find glass shards. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The locker door is... You find a piece of chalk. The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. The locker door. You find a blue herb. The monstrosity is down. You took the monstrosity. The creature has nothing of value. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. You find a piece of chalk. The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. You find a cloth fragment. There are only random school papers here. Nothing useful. There are only random school. The cabinets contain documents of random pre-Evil. The cabinets contain documents of random pre-Evilian people. Apparently, the orphanage has kept record of their previous orphans even after they leave the place. The door. It is a game of hangman. If you don't guess the right letters that make up the keyword, the stick figure will meet its end on the hanging tree. You wonder where such macabre children's play originates from. There is a talking board on the table. You unlock the door. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The shelves are stacked with utility items. The shelves are stacked with utility items and miscellaneous. The shelves are stacked with utility items and miscellaneous school supplies. The books. You find the Kaiser Critique. They're only random school papers. The locker door is stuck. monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The locker door, their only random school. The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. The books here are simple. The books see. You find that the tale of the pocket cat, chapter 2. The door is locked. A broken testing table stands before you. You find a soul stone. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The monstrosity is down. The bones are cracked. The monstrosity is down. You took the fallen cherub head as a trophy. The books, you find the recipes of the 15th century, Volume 2. The books, you find the Book of Enlightenment. Their only you find the locker is their only randoms. The locker door is, you find lavender. The locker door is stuck. The locker door is stuck. Use the lighter to light the candle.
So this place used to be an
I agree.
This just...
I'm fine. Fine.
Why? What?
Dana.
You find head. The monstrosity is down. You took the There is a wooden chest here. You find a leather armor. The books, but there is nothing worthwhile. A couple of crumbled papers fill the bin. There is a sigil of Grogoroth drawn here. The book radiates. You gain better understanding of yourself. The link between you feel closer. As you finish reading the book, it crumbles into dust before your very eyes. There is a who will you sacrifice? Take your own life. You feel closer to as you finish reading the book. It crumbles into dust before your very eyes. Another you could use purifying talisman here.
So this place used to be an orphan...
I'm sorry.
You find lavender. You find you find a golden chanterelle.
You are seeing this too, right? It is not just me? This has been such a nightmare since the moment we got here. I'm not sure anymore on what is real and what is not.
Levi is shaking and sweating. Something about this place makes him very uncomfortable.
How did we get here? I left the front. The war ended, right?
Don't worry, Levi. This is not real. We are still in the school, somehow.
You find a meat pie. You find a red herb. The monstrosity is down. You took the Rontiel's head as a trophy. You find a rust-colored pearl. You find a golden chanter. You find a carrot. The monstrosity is down. You took the Rontiel's head as a trophy. You find a rust-colored pearl. There is a wooden chest here. You find a chak-chak. You find raw meat. You find an egg. You find a tomato. The monstrosity is down. You took the Rontiel's head as a trophy. You find a rust-colored pearl. You find a meat pie. The monstrosity is down. You took the Rontiel's head as you find a rust-colored pearl. You find a bag of wheat flour. The monstrosity is down. You took the Rontiel's head as a trophy. You find a dried meat. You find a rust-colored pearl. You take the... You cannot quite explain why, but you could jump down from here. You unlock the door. The book you gain better understanding of yourself. You feel closer as you finish. You feel closer as you finish reading the book. It crumbles into dust before your very eyes. Shillings is all you got. What do you want to buy? You pick up the sewer winch. The door, you could use the small key here. You find a gasoline canister. The shelf, you find a the shelf, you find a saw blade. The shelves of, you find scrap metal. The monster, you find a dried meat. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the moon scorched. The monstrosity is down. You took the moon-scorched head. The monstrosity is down. You took the moon-scorched head as you find 3 9mm bullets. You find a glass vial. You find 4. You find a glass vial. You find a pickle hobe. You find pep pills. You find a severed. The monstrosity is down. You took the moon-scorched head as a trophy. You find 4 shillings. You find a syringe. You find a red herb. You find a blue herb. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the moon-scorched head as a trophy. You find it dry. The monstrosity is down. You took the monstrosity. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the moon scorch. You find nothing. You find a bottle of beer. You find the monstrosity is down. The bones are the monstrosity is down. You took the neighbor head as a trophy. There is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. It is dark down. There is a sewer drain here.
I am Levi. Levi.
What an awful stench. I don't think I can eat anything for a week after this.
Levi is trying to seal his mouth and nose with his hand. Levi, you get a rifle point through. Levi is down. You took Levi's head. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the rat hag head as a trophy. You find nothing left here. You find a syringe of heroin. There is a sewer drain here. monstrosity is down. You took the rat hag head as a trophy. The door, you could use the small key here. You find duct tape. There are only underwear. You find a blue herb. You find nothing. The monstrosity is down. You took the rat hag head as a trophy. You find a pipe. You find a purifying talisman. You find a turnip. You find a turnip. You find nothing left here. You find 6 shillings. You find a bag of wheat flour. You find duct tape. You find a pipe. You find a shotgun shell. There is a person tightly. You find a thorn. You find a bottle of beer. You find a red herb. The door is stuck. You find a dried meat. An interesting looking statue. It reads, "For fertility and prosperity." An interesting looking statue. It reads, "For fertility and prosperity." You find a dirty toilet paper. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trophy. You find a piece of chalk. You find a white vial. You find lavender. There is a wooden chest here. The chest is empty. You find 4 shillings. Find 2 points. The door is. You could use the small key here. Abella is looking around nooks and crannies, behind every corner.
Just checking if I can find anything useful.
Levi seems to relax a little bit. This place doesn't seem to affect him much. The reception desk. You find the monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trophy. The shelves are filled with archive documents. Nothing catches your attention. The shelves are filled with archive documents. There is an
Oh, this is my chance to shine. Ta-da! Just like that.
Abella short-circuited the electronic lock. The shelves are filled with archive. The filing cabinet is full of old news articles. Nothing. Random junk. He has been shot to the head. Random junk. Fill the shelves. Random junk. Fill the shelves. A terrible step. You find a white vial. The truck seems to be wrecked. There is no using it. You find an yellow vial. You find an ornament lantern. You find a white vial. You find a pipe. You find nothing. The monstrosity is down. You took the half-cocooned head as a trophy. You find a small key. The hallway has collapsed. The door doesn't budge. The door doesn't budge. The door doesn't budge.
How horrible. This side of Prehevel is completely demolished. I'm guessing this happened when the Bremen army took this city from the Eastern Union.
Levi is just looking around in what looks to be a mix of awe and shock. You find a one-wing necklace. The book radiates. You gain better understanding of yourself. You feel closer to enlightenment.